I'm going to teach you something about hitting and achieving your goals that 90% of the videos out there are not going to teach you. Now, I've invested multiple five figures in my own learning to understand this concept fully, and I'm giving it all to you for free today. So buckle up. Now, if you're listening to this, chances are you have a goal and you've been going after it relentlessly for a while now, whether that is weeks, months, even years for some of you. Whether that is a certain income goal, whether that is a fitness goal that you have, achieving your dream body, being in a healthy relationship, whatever that goal is, you've been taking consistent action towards it, going on regular dates, putting yourself up for that promotion, taking action in your business, going to the gym consistently. But for some reason, that goal doesn't seem to be any closer. Now, most videos are going to tell you that you just got to be patient. You got to be more disciplined. You got to do more. You got to be more, right? But what they don't understand is no matter how hard you push, there is a dead weight inside of you that is pulling you back every single time you take an action. And that sandbag that's pulling you back is basically your subconscious mind trying to keep you safe. Now, one thing you have to understand is that your brain is designed to keep you safe, not to help you thrive, not to make you happy, not to help you achieve all your goals and dreams. It's designed to keep you safe. And how it does that is by keeping you exactly where you're at now, because where you're at right now is safe, right? Like, we're not going to die tomorrow. Like, there's no tiger chasing after us right now. So what it is to your brain right now is that this space equals safe. This state equals safe. Any changes to where you're at right now is uncertainty. It is unsafe. It equals change. Change is dangerous. Change is unsafe, because yes, it might go really good, but it might also go really, really bad. So this is why your subconscious mind is resisting all forms of change. And that is why you are falling short of your goals every single time. So how can we start changing our brain to support us in going after our goals? Now, in order to do that, you need to understand two concepts. Number one, limiting beliefs, and number two, secondary gains, right? You might already have heard of the term limiting beliefs, but if you haven't, these are basically a set of beliefs that are not true, completely false, untrue, and is showing up in a negative manner when it comes to the goal that you have, right? So let's say, for example, if say you want to get into a loving, healthy relationship, but you also hold this belief that all men are shit. Why? Because you've heard it on social media, because your exes in the past has been toxic, because all your friends says so, because all your friends are always complaining about their partners, all your friends are talking about how like men at their age are not ready for commitment, etc. Now, if you have all these underlying beliefs, if you have all of these thoughts that are swirling in your head right now, how would you show up for the date that you have booked in for the next Friday, right? Now, let's say, for example, if you don't have any of these beliefs, if you are really optimistic in love right now, you are excited to go out on dates, you're going to show up with the energy of someone who's like, okay, I'm so excited for this date. I can't wait to get to know him. If it works out, that would be so great. But if it doesn't work out, that's okay, because there are plenty of men out there, right? Contrasting with someone who has all that limiting beliefs of like, men are shit, they're not going to commit. How is she going to show up for those dates, right? She might show up with the energy of like, I mean, whatever, right? It's not like I have anything better to do. I have nothing on Friday anyway, so I might as well go to this date and get some free dinner and get some free drink, because I have nothing on anyway. Like, men are not gonna commit anyway. He's not gonna want. He just want to get in my pants or whatever, right? So that is a very different energy from the person who is really optimistic in love, right? So if someone is showing up with that first energy of joy, of connection, of radiance, of magnetism, she is going to show up and everyone will be drawn to her, right? She's going to attract the people around her without even trying, because she's magnetic, she is radiant, she is just pure joy, right? She's going to show up, she's going to flirt, she's going to have fun, she's going to create a great conversation, a great vibe, and that guy is of course going to want to take her out the second time, right? On the other hand, if someone is coming in with the energy of like, whatever, I don't have high hopes anyway, I've given up on men, I'm just here because I have nothing better to do, how is she going to show up? She's probably going to sit back on the seat looking bored, not trying very hard. Or there might be an even deeper underlying learning belief in her saying that, like, no, I need to be with a man in order to be valuable, in order to be considered valuable, right? So on the one part, she must be like, okay, I don't want to show up. But on the other part, she really wants to be there and want to get all of his approval and wants him to choose her. And so she's gonna show up with like an over performative energy and kind of like flip flop between I don't want to be here, but like I really want you to pick me. Like, okay, whatever, I know you're not gonna commit, but also I really want you to like ask me out on a second date. How is that energy gonna pass off, right? How is that energy gonna pass off? So of course, if the guy doesn't pick her, if the guy doesn't ask her out on the second date, she's gonna immediately automatically assume that yes, it's true, men at my age don't want to commit anyway, right? Not thinking about the fact that it is her energy that pushed him away. It is the fact that she doesn't want to make a conversation. It's the fact that she doesn't want to ask about him. It's the fact that she is just leaning back, checking her phone every 2 minutes, right? So this is just an example of how limiting belief shows up in your life. Now think about it in terms of the other aspects of your life, right? When it comes to fitness, when it comes to clients, when it comes to building a career, right? What are the different limiting beliefs that are showing up in your situation right now? Like, let's say if you're a business owner and you are posting on Instagram every single day, trying to attract a high ticket client into your world, but you have a limiting belief that it can't be that easy. It can't be as easy as posting a post and someone coming in and pay me $5,000. So you're not going to do it. Right? You're not going to post consistently. You're not going to show up and actually pour into this post that you have. You're not going to show up and refine that post you have because in the back of your mind, you're thinking, no, there must be a missing piece. There must be something more. So you constantly go out and look for even more things to do, like jumping on a new platform, like buying a completely different shiny object course. So instead of refining that post and making it like a hyper attractive client magnet, you are out there doing everything else except that. And when it doesn't work out, when it doesn't pan out, it reinforces the limiting belief you have around like, oh yeah, of course it doesn't work out. It's not that easy. There's a missing piece that I don't have. So that is the limiting belief at work right now. So I highly encourage you to look at your life right now and think, what are the limiting beliefs I have in relation to all this? And I have a journal prompt at the very end to help you do exactly that. But for now, I want to go into the concept of secondary gains because this is a topic that not many people talk about, but I find it so incredibly important because this is going to make or break your goals, right? So the whole idea behind secondary gains is the fact that there is something beneficial about staying where you're at right now, about not hitting your goals. Like, let's say you have a goal to make $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, whatever that is, right? But right now you've been hitting an income plateau at 2K a month. So you're thinking, okay, what do you mean that there is a benefit to me staying at this stage? Like, I'm barely covering my bills. I want to make more money. I want to be able to afford things for my kids, for my future, right? And put into savings and put into investment. But there is something that is holding you back right now. And let's talk about a couple examples why. So let's say, for example, you are working in corporate and you want to go after that promotion, right? But if you go after that promotion, you might have to work a lot more. You might have to do things that you don't want to do, like managing a team. You might have to attend a lot more board meetings and you hate them. You absolutely hate going after board meeting. You might have to do a lot more presentation and you have crazy imposter syndrome going on. So of course your mind is going to self-sabotage you at every turn because going after that promotion is actually going to put you in a spot that is quote unquote dangerous. And let's say, for example, you are a business owner, right? So what is the benefit of not taking on more clients, right? Despite you wanting to serve more people, spreading your impact, etc., there is a hidden benefit to staying where you're at right now. And that is the fact that, more clients equal more responsibility. You're going to be responsible for a lot of their results. You're going to feel responsible. You're not actually responsible, but you're going to feel responsible. Like, oh my gosh, if I raise my prices, then I'm going to feel more responsible for their results. They're going to have higher expectation for my work. Right? Or if I bring in another client, I'm going to have less time to spend with my kids and they're going to feel neglected, right? So these are all secondary gains to staying stuck where you're at. Because if you don't have more clients to take care of, you're going to have more time and headspace for your kids. If you're if you're not going after that promotion, you're going to have more time after work to spend with your friends. If you are going to stay single, then you won't have to face rejection, potential rejection in the future, right? So these are all little secondary gains that are holding you back from achieving your goals, right? So now that you understand the concept of limiting beliefs and secondary gains, how do they play a part in your life, right? These are going to either prevent you from taking the actions that you know is needed. So like, let's say, for example, if you're a business owner, you know that you need to sell more. But if you believe that sales is sleazy, and if there's a secondary gain to not getting more clients, you're going to be selling a hell lot less, right? If let's say you are looking for a healthy relationship, but you believe that men are going to leave you anyway, like they don't want commitment, you're going to hold off on either going for dates, or when you go to date, you're going to self-sabotage it in some shape or form so that you don't have to deal with a potential rejection down the line, right? Could be next week, could be 50 years from now, who knows, right? So these are all examples of how these subconscious blocks play out in your day-to-day life right now. And I want to give you a couple journal prompts to help you identify and pinpoint the limiting beliefs and secondary gains that are holding you back right now. So the first thing I want you to journal on would be a couple questions around limiting beliefs, right? Helping you identify the limiting beliefs that are running the show unconsciously. So the very first question I have for you in relation to limiting beliefs would be, what do I think I need in order to achieve that goal? Right? So let's say, for example, in order to sign 5 more clients, I'm going to need a bigger audience. That is a limiting belief. Or it could look like, in order to find a relationship, in order to be in a healthy relationship, I need to be prettier, I need to be more extroverted, I need to be more fun, right? That is another limiting belief. Another question that you can think of and you can journal on in order to help you identify the limiting beliefs would be to find someone who actually has that goal of yours and ask yourself, why does she get to have it and I don't? What is it about her that helps her achieve that goal and not me? Right? So let's say, for example, if you have a fitness goal, this could look like because she's a lot more disciplined than me, because she's a lot more athletic, she is naturally born that way. Another limiting belief, right? So those 2 questions are designed to help you fish out and pinpoint your limiting beliefs. And I would highly recommend you spending at least 5 minutes for each of the questions that I'm about to give you, right? Because if you're just journaling for a minute or so, we're just going to be able to identify the conscious level. But if you really want to break through to that subconscious block, you need to push past that blank space in between and really push and journal and write it out, free form, stream of consciousness, write it out for at least 3 to 5 minutes, right? And sometimes if I really don't know what to say, if I feel like I've got everything written down right now, I'll literally write on my page, I don't know, I'm sure there's more, if there's more, what is it? Until something pops up, right? So when you hit that wall, when you hit that void of like, okay, I don't know what to say anymore, I feel like I've gotten everything out, push for 2 more minutes, right? This is when you're really going to fish out the subconscious gold. So moving on to the secondary gains, like a couple of prompts for you to help you identify the secondary gains that are holding you back would be, number 1, what bad things would happen if I achieved that goal? Or what is something good about staying where I'm at right now? So I've already given you a couple examples, but I'm going to give you a couple more because I love learning by examples. But this could be like, if I achieve that goal of if I want to achieve that goal of like hitting my dream body, creating my dream body, that summer body, I will need to start eating healthy. But all my friends love their food and they love going out for pizza, going out for pasta, going out for Chinese food, and as a result of that, I will feel left out whenever they go out and have a drink, whenever they go out partying. I will feel left out and they might start alienating me because I'm not doing what we normally do anymore in the pursuit of this goal, right? So if I don't go after that goal fully, at least I get to stay within my friend group and be accepted within my friend group. So that is a secondary gain, right? So I hope you found this video helpful. I hope that this has given you something new to think about. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. This would mean the world to me. If you have any more questions, comment below and I'll try my best to answer it either in the comments or in a separate video.